With winter came my complete blindness and the ice family. I had years to train for blindness, retinitis pigmentosa, slow, calculated. Nothing could have prepared me for the ice family. They arrived within hours of my sight departing, a man, woman, and child. Walked into my kitchen without greeting and settled on the tan couch opposite my matching armchair. Only now my couch was sky blue and suspended in nothingness. Stiff with fear, I ordered the ice family out of my kitchen and mind. They sat frozen, staring. Large, hideous holes where their facial features should be. My daughter appeared equally unannounced in the afternoon. 22 years since she'd left home, and she still hadn't returned her key. She didn't want to hear about the ice family. When I persisted, she phoned our doctor. On the drive to his office, the ice family sat tight together on the back seat, the vinyl there now luminous pink. My daughter is rigid and silent behind the wheel. From the radio, warnings, the icy roads treacherous. My doctor's hands and stethoscope felt cold. The genius confirmed my blindness and postulated on shock, senility, psychosis. He and my daughter went on to talk about the big freeze forecast, record snows predicted. I said, best not to know what's coming, avoid dread. Some days I had wanted to gouge out my eyes, get the waiting, the blindness done with. My daughter said, it's just snow, Mother. The ice family's mouth holes morphed into knowing, reassuring smiles. I smiled back. The doctor referred me to a neurologist, a psychiatrist, and prescribed his worst. We returned home. My daughter fretted about leaving me alone. On the heavenly colored couch, the iceman smoked his pipe, sending up wisps of smoke, that distinct smell. The ice woman folded the newspaper in two, intent. The ice child played with her Raggedy Ann. An ice dog trotted in and lay next to the child's tiny feet. He looked right at me, his ice tail straight up like a cat's. My daughter complained such talk frightened her and forced me to take 2 of my new pills. They tasted bitter, black, yellow, she sniffed. While I gagged, the ice family averted their heads. The dog whimpered. I awoke in the dark in my bed, the ice family outside the covers next to me, the iceman on my left, and ice woman and child on my right. Their cold breaths touched my hair, my face. They smelled of winter, of white, of vast open space. The dog lay by my icy feet. I felt the bumps of my wristwatch with my first finger and decided to lie in. 15 years since I had woken up beside anyone. Hours later, the ice woman rose first. I followed her down to the ice-cold kitchen, only its purple frosted window visible to me. We prepared breakfast and called the others. We sat together at the kitchen table. They watched me eat toast, beans, and scrambled eggs, drink percolated coffee. I told stories from my childhood, travels, marriage, teaching, and more. They smiled with their whole bodies. The dog licked tomato ketchup from my fingers, his tongue cold, grateful. Mid-morning, the turn of my daughter's key in the door sent a shiver over me. She clapped herself, complaining that the house felt colder than outside, and cranked up the heating. I wouldn't let her sit on the couch, on the ice family. She shouted. The ice dog growled low in his throat. I laughed. My daughter forced more pills into me. The ice dog snarled. The ice child covered her face with her Raggedy Ann. The ice woman's hands curled into fists. The iceman came and stood next to us. I reassured them and pushed away my daughter. She phoned my doctor again. I ordered her off. She stormed out into weather as biting. The iceman changed the lock on my front door. The ice woman watered my plants. The ice child and I played with her dog and her Raggedy Ann. Whenever my hands touched the child's, my skin would stick, forcing me to pull away as if from fire. I tried not to be greedy, to not wish that we could touch each other, talk together. In the afternoon, my chest contracting, I I noticed their ice bodies left damp patches on the couch. I hurried into Laird's and my wool hat, scarf and coat, hoping I had donned the bright red set and turned off the heating. I tried not to think about spring, summer. The phone rang and rang, shrill. I unplugged the noise, my hands stiff with cold, and placed the phone on the shelf in my coat closet. I rubbed my hands together, blowing into them, and wrapped my scarf tighter around my mouth, nose, and ears, dulling their pain. I paced up and down my hall, rubbed my muscles, and imagined the warmth of the sun. Eventually, the chill drove me to my bed. On the stairs, I looked back to make sure the Ice family and dog were following.